We're gonna have a rock and roll party tonight. Here we go.
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography. I'm your host, Jason. Your other host is Tim.
That's Bill.
And your other host is Bill.
Hi, I keep showing up.
And we appreciate that. We are talking Propagandhi, or Propagandhi. I've heard it both ways. We are talking Potemkin City Limits. If you missed the previous videos, go check those out. Here's the current rankings. We all have a different number one. And I believe it's my turn to guess next. No. It's Tim's turn to guess this time.
Oh, fun. Okay.
And what am I missing? Like, subscribe. Check out our Patreon if you want to pick an artist for us. We rotate out each week. This was my pick. Next week is Tim's pick, and he chose Ghost. And after that, it's Bill's pick, and it's Poison. So, if you like those bands or not, stick around. All right, Potemkin City Limits. Who wants to start us off on this one?
Well, since I'm guessing, I'll start us off. Okay, so yeah, we got we're starting off with a speculative fiction. I like the jazzy intro. It's like, okay, I like what they're setting up here. And then it turns into like a pretty cool Propagandhi song, which runs right into Fixed Frequencies. Again, solid song. Then we get to Fadala's Hearse. And then this is where it really kind of started kicking in. Like, I really like what they're doing with this album. I think this song's got a cool riff. I think the bass on it is great.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
And then that runs us into Cut Into the Earth, which this is where I'm really like, I really like the jazz influence on this album. Like, I really like where they're going with this. And then it kind of hits a little lull for me, which is interesting. Right when it sells me, it kind of lulls. Bring Her Great Things. It's another Propagandhi song. It's fine. And then you get Die Jugend marschiert, the German song that totally turns into Boys of Summer.
What?
I don't know if that was intentional or not.
It kind of does, yeah. I see it.
That totally turned into Boys of Summer. But then they come back with Rock for Sustainable Capitalism, and I'm all about this. I thought this song was awesome. I'm wondering if it's about their experience with the Rock Against Bush album and Fat Mike and Fat Wreck in general. And then at the end, there's kind of like a Def Leppard riff going on. But like one of the good Def Leppard riffs. Like,
so not one off of Slang.
Not one off Slang, but one like a
high and dry riff.
High and dry riff shows up. I like that song. And then they follow it up with just banger after banger. Pending Halfhead, loved it. Life at the Diesel Net, Life at Disconnect. I'm not sure what my notes say there.
Disconnect, yeah.
Disconnect. That and Name and Address Withheld felt like just solid songs that like I need more time with. And then the Super Bowl Patriot 36, loved it. Loved it. I thought that song was awesome. Just straight up hardcore. And then the last song, Iteration. Cool rep. Like it's a pretty good closer. Like all in all, there's a couple old dips on this song, including a section where they totally go into Don Henley's song "Boys of Summer." But for the most part, I thought this was a pretty decent album. Like this thing rips.
Okay.
That's what I got.
All right. I'll read my notes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go back and forth, Bill? You got notes for every song?
I mean, I do.
Let's
can
go.
if you want.
All right. Again, they're coming in, making you learn some shit. I had to look up what a Potemkin City Limit was, which is an amazing album title if you know what that is. So this album and Thrice's Vayasu came out in October of 2005. I picked them up at the same time and I was confused. Thrice got way softer, Propagandhi got way harder. I'll admit this one took some time to grow on me, and I don't think I fully appreciated it till a few years later. So speculative fiction. What an opening. Best opening track so far. Exchanged for other stupid lullabies like You Can Have My Guns When You Pry, Them From My Cold Dead Hands. What you got, Bill?
Actually, my comment on that one was also best intro to date. I think this, in my opinion, is the second best intro they have overall. And the other one just beats it kind of barely. I love the lyrics behind it. I love the beat and the feel of the song. Great opener.
Is the first one anti-manifesto?
No.
Oh.
Is it Night Letters?
Maybe.
Whew, spoilers. All right.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, best opening track so far is what I said. Fixed Frequencies is great. That's all I got.
Mine was It Okay. It felt pretty like generic, and the melody just kind of existed for me in that song. It wasn't bad. It happened.
Fidelis Hearse comes out fucking swinging. By track 3, you realize this ain't your old Propagandhi anymore. Which is where Tim was like, holy shit. This is when it dawned on me. This ain't your today's Empire's Tomorrow's Ashes anymore.
No, but in a lot of ways it does feel like it still.
It feels like a natural progression to this.
Yeah, it really does. It like, you know, like when I went through my notes, I mentioned there were a couple songs that they were just kind of there, like Bill puts it, but they all felt like solid Propagandhi songs to me.
Yeah.
Based on everything I've heard up to this point. So.
It's a very natural progression as to where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. For me, for Fidelis Hearse, sorry. I love the beat, love the melody and everything behind it. Top song contender.
All right. Cutting to the Earth. One of my favorite Todd Sung songs. I believe it's about the Europeans invading North America back in the day. I don't know, but it's so damn good.
I wasn't a fan of the melody on that one, actually. For me, it felt like they're sounding similar to what the early Propagandhi was, which isn't a bad thing. It just felt like they were trying a bit harder at times on that one compared to some of the other ones. Just felt that they flowed a little bit better.
And you weren't a fan of Todd on Today's Empires either, though.
No.
Bringer of Greater Things. That's what I like about Propagandhi. They don't generalize a lot of things like a lot of other bands do. They give detailed examples and stories. I like the slower breakdown towards the end with We Bring a Better Way, Our Handshake Crushing Bone, The Blankets That Keep You Warm, We've Soiled with Disease. I like that part a lot.
For me, all right, album uptick here again for me. I like the guitar and the drum combinations that they had going on here. I felt that it worked really well. And yeah, another really damn good song here. For me, this album was kind of a roller coaster, if you haven't noticed. Dip down a bit, then we go back up, then we dip down, then we go back up, even though apparently I'm dipping down and going up the opposite of Tim, which it happens.
Yeah, but I had the same thing where it's a little bit of a roller coaster ride, yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing, because that means that considering we're liking different things, it's hitting different ears, and they're finding something they like, which is good because it's still Propagandhi. It's not like it's, well, we're making a you know,
What about on
it sounds
Beacon
like
Street?
Green Day on this song, and it's gonna sound like, you know, Gwen Stefani on this song. Like, no, it's just changing little things.
But musically, it is a huge departure from. This doesn't sound like a Fat Wreck record. I guess it doesn't sound like a How to Clean Everything.
No.
They're moving away from that.
Well,
they're still on
and
Fat.
sure, and as somebody who tried really hard to get into that at the time in the 2000s, like I would try numerous times to like stay on top of what was happening in punk rock, and I find myself appreciating more and more I did then, and I do even more so now. I find the bands that were marketed to that subgenre that don't sound like it, because so many of them just kind of adopt that, okay, well, we're gonna sound the same.
Oh yeah.
And so I really find, like, especially being, you know, in the trenches, they're on the label, they helped propel this label, you know, and so yeah, they're kind of like, they're stretching out. And I like that. That shows real artistic growth. That's real artistic growth.
Exactly. America's Army, trademark. That was a video game produced by the military. Top song contender. I briefly mentioned in a previous video about the government's trying to indoctrinate kids in an early age. That's what this one's about. Fucking rips. This portal, this Trojan horse you living idiots paid for, you actually rolled into your own kids' rooms. And then this long musical break for Chris to come back with, did I just say that out loud? Well, it's not like it's something new. It's just a logical extension of the decades of bilge water that you let us pump into your homes. It's fucking brilliant. It's a third person song. So maybe the Boys of Summer was intentional. I don't know, but
it feels
genius.
Like it could have been. It's definitely genius. There, though. It's definitely there.
Let's see. For me,
Boys of Summer's a good song.
Die Jungen Marschiert, damn good song. I actually like the guitar solo. The part in the beginning that's the spoken part in German, when I went and looked it up, it's like, though I looked up the lyrics, I'm just kind of reading through. It's like, holy shit! Like, yeah, that kind of hits it. It's another top song contender also for me off of this album.
Ooh, good. That might save me a spot.
I love the callbacks also with it. Like, it's a great song.
All right, Rock for Sustainable Capitalism. Another top song contender. I'm not taking sides. I love both bands, but Rock for Sustainable Capitalism is 1,000 times better than NoFX's The Marcus Brothers, which was their response to this song. If anything, Chris said it already, and yes, I recognize the irony. The system I oppose affords me the luxury of biting the hand that feeds, so that kind of preemptively shut down the rebuttal. Best line on the album is, I hear this year's Vans Warped Tour is going green. I guess they heard that money grows on trees. I hope they ship all those shitty bands overseas, like they did the factories.
That's good. I like that. That is good.
This is an immense trip of a song. There's a lot going on in it, and that's okay. Definitely, let's say, one of the better songs again on the album.
All right, Appending Halfhead. Super powerful lyrics and meaning, and 100% true. Adulthood is worse.
For me, if they weren't screaming the lyrics, it would have had more potential for me. Just because it was harder to understand, and not that I have an issue looking up lyrics, but if I have to look up the lyrics and I don't have a snowball's chance in understanding it without, it's mildly, not necessarily an issue, but it's the inconvenience at that point.
See, that's just a generational thing. Like,
Yeah, it's funny how when they take the lyrics out of the artwork, when they take artwork away from music, now everybody wants lyrics.
I mean, you buy this record and it's gorgeous. The artwork, the lyric sheets. I don't know if the vinyl even comes with a lyric sheet. Yeah, it does. But it's all there. Like, you know, that's what you would do. You'd buy a record. You'd read the lyrics along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Or even a tape. Like, you know, you get that you get that 6-card J fold or whatever it was called, and
yeah, that's why I say cassettes suck, because they, you know, shorten the lyrics.
I do like. Yeah, but I mean, you know, I do still like cassettes. So
some albums, Propagandhi, early 2000s, Today's Empires, Tomorrow's Ashes. I bought the record. Whenever you like shake it out, all you get's the little CD book. You remember those days? Those were the dark days of vinyl.
Yes, they were. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
but then that morphed into you shake it out and you get the CD copy.
Yeah, yeah.
In the computer sleeve.
Yeah, I think Supporting Cast had the CD in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Well, and Fat Wreck-It was always down with like pressing vinyl. Like all their releases had vinyl releases, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mostly.
Okay.
For some reason, they just repressed. And I could be wrong, and y'all let me know in the comments below, but like No Use for Names, More Betterness, I could never find a vinyl copy of, or Strung Out's Blackhawks until recently. And I was like, oh, okay, they're back. Or they're here now. But yeah, for the most part, they always pressed shit on vinyl, so.
Okay.
All right.
Good for them.
Where are we at?
Life at Disconnect.
So damn good. The production on this record just takes it up a level from anything else they've done at this point. The tones, everything.
My comment, I don't know, I think Rise Against did it better. My comment, I was thinking of Good Left Undone when I was listening to the song for whatever reason. And that's what I was thinking with it. Not saying it was bad. I mean, I like Rise Against, but
yeah, I think that.
Check out those episodes.
I think that album comes out a year after this. I think. Suffer and the Witness.
4?
No.
So 4 was...
Siren Song was 2003.
That's right. Yep.
Name and Address, probably the closest thing that sounds like older Propagandhi, but it's still so much more. There are a lot of things in the mid-2000s written about the war on Iraq. These guys have one of the best Star Wars references, calling out CNN, the patriotic prejudice. Shit still gives me goosebumps when I hear it.
Name and Address, it's a good song. Like the lyrics you get on it, like how they're delivering everything in continuation through this whole album. Yeah, just a solid song.
Super Bowl Patriot, 36 seconds of badassery.
Yep. For me, it happened. Really didn't sure what happened at first. I'd go back and listen again to figure out what exactly did happen.
That's one you definitely should read the lyrics for. It's good. Iteration. Remember Donald Rumsfeld? Fuck that guy. Best closing track so far.
My comment, actually, I think that this might be the best closing track of the discography for me.
Oh.
I will say definitely for me, for this one, the opener and closer, in my opinion, was the best combination in the discography for opener closing track tandem.
Oh, okay. I've got a better closing track coming up. And it may be because I'm a parent.
Yeah, I think I'd probably agree with the closer on this one.
I've got a better opening track coming too. This is tied in first for best opening track.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably about where I'm at.
I think we all might be thinking of the other same opening track.
Yeah, you're probably right. No, this would be my second favorite. So I guess it'd be my fourth favorite because there's three others that I think are better. Two of them we haven't talked about yet. Anti-manifesto is fucking just perfect. All right.
So it was my turn to guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need.
Now, do you
I
remember
think
what we all
Jason's
thought?
gonna.
Oh, he's hot to trot, ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. I can start guessing. I think Jason's gonna have it third.
You would have been right about 5 hours ago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I listened to this
So
one
it's
again.
moving up one, huh? It's going to number 2.
It moved up 2 today. Hello. This is so hard. I don't like doing my own bands. It's my number 2.
Okay.
I had it number 4, but it moved. It's not an album I'd recommend as a starting place for the band. It's a hard album to digest. There's a lot of layers on it. I wouldn't say it's a grower. It's just a very complicated record, and it deserves everyone's time and attention. Ranking it super damn hard for me. It literally jumped spots today as I was finalizing my notes. That's what my notes say.
I think Bill's gonna have it third.
No.
Okay, so it's moving up one. It's going to number 2.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
that
interesting.
that changed. That actually also changed today.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we're going to be unanimous there then. I'm moving it to my number 2 as well.
All right, so our number 1s are not affected, but it clearly knocked all of our number 2s down a spot.
Yeah. It's a good album.
It's
Good album.
so fucking like when this album came out. I remember like just listening to that, and Vaisu was such a disappointment compared to earlier Thrice. That's the one where they got on the radio with the fucking image of Invisible and blah 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 blah. That's the Thrice that you're probably referencing, Tim. And Propagandhi was like this, like, because today's Empires was still kind of like that fat Propagandhi here and there. This one was like all something new and different, and it took a minute, but we'll get into it when we talk about supporting cast. But it grew on me. It's still growing on me. I still fuck ranking these records. They're all fucking good.
It's tough. It's a tough discography.
Yeah, stick around, like, subscribe. We're gonna talk supporting cast next, which is a fucking banger of a record. So you don't want to miss that. And anybody else got anything to add?
Stay good decisions and make safe.
Yes.
What he said.